Hello everyone, this is BAWLER with some important news for you. Subscribe and write your thoughts in the comments. Ukraine's Storm Shadow missiles just brought devastation down on a key Russian headquarters, throwing Putin's plans for Donetsk into chaos. On July 1st, United 24 media was among the first to break the news about a powerful Ukrainian missile strike that rocked Donetsk, an oblast that's been a primary focus of Putin's so-called special military operation, and remains largely under Russian occupation. This made it a prime target for Ukraine. A powerful strike here opens the door for Ukrainian counterattacks that could help reclaim lost ground. That's exactly what took place during the night of June 30th to July 1st. According to United 24, Ukraine launched a missile attack so forceful it shook Donetsk with explosions. The Russian state outlet TASS reported that air defense systems attempted to intercept the incoming Storm Shadow missiles, but failed. One of the main targets was a metallurgical plant in Donetsk, which Russia had been using as a key headquarters for its renewed summer offensive aimed at full control of the oblast. But the damage didn't stop there. Ukraine also struck military targets in Luhansk. That region, which is nearly under complete Russian control, was hit hard enough to ignite multiple fires. Footage posted to Telegram captured the missile strike, along with stunned commentary from Russian onlookers. "Look, do you see it?" one voice says. There it is," another replies, moments before the missile hits. They speculate that Ukraine just struck Vaush, the former military aviation school for navigators in Luhansk. As smoke rose above both oblasts, Andriy Kovalenko, head of Ukraine's anti-disinformation center, praised the strike on Telegram, calling it precise work against the Russians in temporarily occupied Donetsk. Later reports confirmed the scale of destruction, and they brought major revelations. Please support my channel with a small donation. It's not much for you, but for me, it's an incentive to keep going and bring you important news. I've included a PayPal link to support my channel in the description for this video. Thank you. The strike didn't just eliminate a command post. It also killed one of Putin's top military commanders. UA Wire identified the officer as Colonel Ruslan Guryachkin, commander of Russia's 8th Combined Arms Army. Established in 2017, this unit was part of Russia's southern military district prior to the invasion. It played a key role in the initial incursion and was tasked with defending occupied territory in Ukraine's east. During Ukraine's 2023 counteroffensive, it helped repel assaults near Marinka. Putin had praised the army's performance. In August 2024, he awarded it the honorary Guards title for its actions in Ukraine. Guryachkin had dedicated his life to military service, rising from cadet to top commander. Now he's dead, and the Donetsk HQ is in ruins. According to the Telegram channel Supernova Plus, Ukraine's strike was so devastating that the 8th Combined Arms Army may not recover. The building is hit all the way to the basement, the channel said. Bodies are being pulled out in batches. These reports haven't been independently verified, according to the Kiev Post. Still, it's believed dozens of soldiers may have died alongside Guryachkin. This could be a pivotal moment. If the strike was as effective as claimed, Russia's military in Donetsk just took a major hit, casting serious doubt over Putin's summer campaign in the region. Russia's response has been atypical. Normally, the defense ministry downplays Ukraine's attacks, blaming any damage on falling debris. This time, it's pushing a different narrative, accusing Ukraine of using storm shadows to kill civilians. The Kiev Post reported statements from Pushilin, head of the so-called Donetsk People's Republic, who claimed 1 civilian died and 3 others were injured, including a teenager, during the strike. According to Pushilin, the attack struck around 10 p.m., hitting the Voroshilovsky district. A woman was killed, a teenage boy, and a man were wounded. Yet notably, Pushilin made no mention of a destroyed military headquarters. Instead, he tried to portray the attack as an attempt to target civilians, particularly women and children. He added that several commercial buildings were damaged, including the Sokol market, a department store, and a bank, with fires breaking out. Curiously, UA Wire noted that the 8th Combined Arms Army HQ was located near a shopping center. In trying to frame the attack as a strike on civilian infrastructure, Pushilin may have inadvertently confirmed Ukraine hit its military target. Pushilin also reported other attacks. In the city of Horlivka, a young man was wounded in a kamikaze drone strike. A residential building was destroyed and several others damaged. Altogether, Pushilin said, Ukraine launched 26 strikes using long-range missiles and 155mm artillery, mostly focused on Donetsk, but also hitting Luhansk. This is a tale of two narratives. Ukraine insists it only hit military targets and has evidence to back it up, namely, a destroyed headquarters and a dead Russian commander. Russia has stayed silent on those facts, choosing instead to claim Ukraine is attacking civilians. That claim, coming from pro-Russian sources, seems hypocritical. According to Statista, Russia's attacks have killed 13,341 Ukrainian civilians since February 2022. Of those, 710 were children. The same data shows 32,744 civilians injured, 2,076 of them children. The UN reported a sharp rise in civilian casualties between December 2024 and May 2025, with 986 deaths and 4,807 injuries, up 37% from the same period a year prior. Even if a civilian died in the Storm Shadow strike, it was unintentional. Ukraine aimed for military targets and hit them. Russia's indiscriminate bombing of cities cannot be equated with Ukraine's targeted military strikes. What Ukraine pulled off was a bold and devastating hit. It used Storm Shadow missiles, also known as Scalp, a long-range, air-launched cruise missile developed by France and the UK. Both countries supplied these missiles and gave Ukraine permission to use them inside Russia, according to German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. Although Donetsk is within Ukrainian territory, the lifting of restrictions highlights Ukraine's freedom to use these weapons wherever needed. That's exactly what it did on June 30th and July 1st, with deadly precision. According to Army recognition, a Storm Shadow weighs nearly 2,866 pounds, measures over 16 feet, and uses turbojet propulsion to reach ranges of up to 350 miles. That allows Ukraine to strike deep behind enemy lines. The missile uses GPS and an inertial navigation system for positioning, along with terminal guidance powered by a digital terrain map and onboard radar. This makes the missile both extremely accurate and resistant to Russian electronic jamming. Its warhead, the BROCH, Bomb Royal Ordnance Augmented Charge, is designed to destroy hardened underground targets. That's likely how the missile hit the Donetsk HQ right down to its basement. BROCH operates in two stages. First, a shaped charge breaches the outer layer. Second, a 992-pound follow-through bomb detonates inside, causing catastrophic damage. The missile can reach speeds close to Mach 0.95. While that's not supersonic, it's fast enough to exploit weaknesses in Russian air defenses, something the 8th Combined Arms Army just learned the hard way. That brings us to what all of this means. Ukraine didn't just hit Donetsk, it also targeted Luhansk, and for good reason. Like Donetsk, Luhansk includes a significant pro-Russian population. Just 2 days before the strike, Leonid Pasechnik, head of the so-called Luhansk People's Republic, declared the region 100% liberated. Putin had echoed this in March, claiming 99% control. These declarations were likely intended to send a message to Ukraine: the battle for Luhansk is over. Ukraine answered that message with missiles. Even if Russia occupies all of Luhansk, Ukraine is not backing down. Missiles and drones will continue to strike Russian forces, preventing the region from being used as a launch pad for future offensives. Still, Donetsk was the main objective. Ukraine's goal: slow Putin's summer push into the oblast. On June 6th, the Institute for the Study of War reported that Russia had launched a full-scale summer offensive focused on capturing Donetsk. Ukraine's presidential office confirmed this a day earlier, stating Russia aimed to seize Donetsk and Luhansk by September the 1st, while also creating a buffer near Sumy by year's end. CNN later reported on June 28th that Russia had deployed 110,000 troops near Pokrovsk, a critical hub just 12 miles from Donetsk's border. The city serves as a logistical center for Ukrainian forces. If Putin takes it, he could sever Ukraine's supply lines and solidify his hold on the region. Controlling Donetsk would serve both symbolic and strategic purposes for Russia. It supports Putin's claim that the region is historically Russian and offers a springboard for deeper advances into Ukrainian territory, including potential moves toward Kiev. Even failing that, holding Donetsk would strengthen Russia's position in any future peace talks. It could pressure Ukraine to cede territory in exchange for an end to the war, and that's what makes Ukraine's strike so important. By taking out the 8th Combined Arms Army HQ and killing its commander, Ukraine just crippled one of Putin's main strike forces. That weakens Russia's ability to hold or take more of Donetsk and creates opportunities for Ukraine to counterattack. This strike may have just derailed Putin's summer plan to conquer Donetsk by September, and it goes deeper still. On June 27th, the New York Times reported that Russian forces had captured Shevchenko village in western Donetsk. That village lies near a valuable lithium deposit, just 100 acres but among the richest in Ukraine. Lithium powers modern batteries, and it's a key part of a minerals deal signed between the U.S. and Ukraine in April, which involves a reconstruction fund encouraging U.S. investors to back Ukraine's resource development, much of it located in Donetsk. Losing Donetsk could threaten that deal, and with it, the U.S. stake in Ukraine's future. It's no coincidence that Ukraine struck a Russian military HQ days after Russia claimed the lithium-rich territory. This is about more than land. It's about leverage. If Russia takes Donetsk, Ukraine could lose the minerals that are anchoring U.S. support. Without them, America might negotiate with Russia directly, leaving Ukraine in a weaker position. So while the June 30th and July 1st strike made headlines for killing a commander and demolishing a HQ, its real impact lies in what comes next. Ukraine must stop Putin from claiming Donetsk at all costs. That likely means more Storm Shadow strikes ahead, because what happened in Donetsk wasn't just a victory, it was another blow to a summer offensive that's already unraveling. Stay tuned to BAWLER for our next video breaking down all the other reasons why Putin's summer campaign is falling apart, and thank you as always for watching.